Sanjeet's Hate Train. Hello everybody, this is my top 15 most hated Pokemon. The reasons for the hate are diverse and often unreasonable, but let me tell you, the hate is felt. So let's get crack-a-lacking with number 15, Ninjask. Oh, it's kind of a bad place to start because I like Ninjask. I like it a lot. I like the fact it's super speedy. I like the fact you can slap a choice band on it and have fun. I even like the fact you can use it on Baton Pass teams. I don't particularly hate Baton Pass teams. Well, I do. But, I get its use there. However, the reason I hate Ninjask is no fault of Ninjask's own. It is the fault of the multitude, the masses of people who use it really badly in battles. Okay. Let me set the scene. I'm sure you've done this yourself if you've played competitive Pokemon. You're facing a Ninjask, and you have the advantage. You have something with Ice Beam, with Thunderbolt, with anything that can take this thing down, and all it does is keep subbing and protecting. Subbing and protecting. And why? Because the stupid opponent you're playing wants to get +6 speed. Even though a cursory look at your team preview will show him or her that you have like millions of priority moves and that anything he baton passes all this speed to is gonna be useless, it can't use it. So instead of just getting up like 1, 2, even 3 speed boosts, they go for the full 6. Why? 'Cause they're morons. I'm sorry Ninjask, you are hated because you are used almost exclusively by morons who want to get way too much speed up. Honestly. Number 14. Burnett. Okay, again, stupid place to start because I like Burnett, but here I do not hate the people who use Burnett. I hate Game Freak, Nintendo, all the people in charge of its development, because when I first saw Burnett in Hoenn, I thought, wow, that's a really cool stage 2 Pokemon. I can't wait for it to evolve. It never fucking evolved. It looks like it should. I don't think Burnett is a final form, but it is. And when they were handing out evolutions, like they were candy in like Sinnoh, just going, oh, Lickitung, you have an evolution. Rhydon, you don't need one, but we'll give you one anyway. While they were giving out evolutions to everybody, Burnett just didn't get one. Shuppet, Burnett, looks kind of cool, wonder what it's going to... Oh, no, it doesn't. And, I just think it could be so much cooler. So sorry, Burnett, but you're just not enough for a fully evolved Pokemon. And maybe there are other Pokemon that deserve this place more than you, who need an evolution more than you. But I just think you're so cool. You're not cool enough. Like, oh, it could do so much more with this potential. Oh. Alright, moving on to number 13, Breloom. Now, here's an interesting one. I don't hate Breloom as much. My hatred from Breloom comes from 4th gen, when you just spored and you subbed and you focus punched, and I ran a sleep-talking Yanmega without rest just to counter this bitch. And honestly, it was... you just saw it and you just knew what it was gonna do, and there was no skill in it, and it just frustrated you. I don't hate it so much now because there's stuff like Sap Sipper running around that just sort of nullifies it, and it's still like, now it's more of a skill Pokemon than just this skillless thing that just came in and don't like. It's just annoying, but it's getting less annoying, so that's why it's sort of low down the list at 13. Vaporeon in at number 12. Well, it's kind of odd for me to put something from the first generations up here because I kind of like them all. I'm sort of that guy. I like the early gens better, but Vaporeon is just annoying with its Water Absorb and its Wish and Protect. Wish, Protect, now it's got Scald, so it'll just burn you. It just sits there like a big thing, just going, oh, I thought you wanted an attacking game. Oh, sorry, I brought my defense. Like, oh dear. Oh, I don't hate it so much because you can use it. Well, I appreciate it just does the job it's designed to do very well. It just pisses me off that it does. So, can't hate it too strongly, but there's still just a certain amount of your heart sinking when you see one in battle. Alright, number 11 is Swalot, and it's a kind of an odd one, but here's the thing. Everyone and their mothers who tries to defend the 5th gen Pokemon, and admittedly there is quite a lot to like in 5th gen. There's a lot not to like, but a lot of them say, Gen 1 was so unimaginative. Look at Electrode, it's just a ball, and Muck is just a pile of gloop. How silly. In Gen 1 they knew not. I say no, Gen 3 Swalot. What the fuck is that? It's got less imagination than Muck. Muck is a pile of toxic waste. What the fuck is Swalot? The only reason this thing is not higher up is because it's got a cute face. It is Muck with a cute face and some diamond patterns and a couple of stupid piddly arms that couldn't even reach anything. What is the point in them? And I kind of like the look of Swalot, but I just think the imagination in it is nothing, and people, they don't see the lack of imagination. They prefer to focus on Muck and Electrode, and just because Electrodes is a simple design, by the way, doesn't mean it's no good. It's bloody good. And, Muck too, but Swalot, no, stupid. Alright, number 10, Unfezzant. Unfezzant. I hate this thing so, not that much, but I still hate it a lot. I don't like the different forms, I think that's stupid. I hate the way Tranquil, the middle of all form, just uses Detect constantly in-game when you're trying to train. It's just like, Detect, Roost, Detect, Roost, Detect, and it just won't fucking die, and you can't train anything, and it's just irritating. And also the fact its stats are so bad. Now I know, Pidgeot's not got the great stats either, but the point is Pidgeot came first. If you've got a sort of bad bird Pokemon, admittedly with a likable design like Pidgeot, why would you just make another bad bird Pokemon with a worse design? There's no point. It's just like, maybe we should try and improve. No, we're going to give Tranquil, Unfezzant, absolutely nothing original. We're just going to make it a pheasant. That'll do. Number 9. There's 2 here, Gothitelle and Vanni. I don't like Pokemon that have a little bit too much attitude, as in you can't stamp any of your own personality on them. Look at them. Gothitelle is going to be emo and whiny no matter what you do. She's just going to be a bitch. And Vanni's just going to be happy. This sort of, like Vanni, you're down, you're losing. If you lose to the Elite Four. Vanni's grinning all over her stupid face. Honestly, it's just like, you're going to lose to, Alder or whoever the champion is, that little girl who's just an idiot in Black White 2. But Vanni's happy about it. Vanni doesn't give a shit about your team. And Gothitelle just thinks you're a loser anyway. I hate them both. I think they're too humanistic. I don't think Vanni looks enough like a bug. I think the head's like just too happy and stupid and gormless, and I just think, you know what, when I first saw Gothitelle, I thought she was a trainer sprite, and I think that says it all. So Behem is at number 8. Why is Behem here? Because who the fuck remembers Behem? The thing is, I like the pre-evolution LGM of like an alien Pokemon, but why does it evolve into this weird mushroom thing? It just loses all of the... It's just a what the hell is it sort of thing, and I just don't get it, and no one remembers it either, and I just think you had so much potential with LGM. Why did you go for Behem? Number 7 is Togekiss and Jirachi, and this is because of Serene Grace. The only thing that should have Serene Grace are things that can't use it, like Blissey pretty much, or no, I forgot, it begins with a D. I want to say Dusclops, but it's not Dusclops because it's fucking Dunsparce. There it is. That's the only thing that should have Serene Grace, because it's so useless that having it somehow makes it like cool and quirky. But these two, it's just like, you just see one and you know, Jirachi could be so much more. Subcalm Mind for Jirachi is cool. But when it's just like Thunder Wave and Iron Head and Thunder Wave and Air Slash for Togekiss, it's just like, why are we playing this game? Why don't we just flip coins instead? Can't we just get rid of this shit? It's annoying. Number 6 is Landorus. This thing's... you know what? I see what they were going for the genies. You know, I don't like any of the genies, but I see what they were going for, and I think they achieved what they were going for. It's just what they were going for was fucking lame as shit. So, it's just... It doesn't fit with Pokemon. It doesn't fit. It's not right. It's not a... It's just... No, it's wrong. It's just wrong. That's all I'm going to say on Landorus. Aloma, I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right because it's got such a stupid name. But the thing is, this thing is just a stupid fucking wall, and people might hate Amoongus for being a wall. I like Amoongus. I like its design. I think it's designed to be a wall. It's got those shields. This Aloma, what the fuck about its design looks so tough to take down? It's a freaking fish with fins. It's like, what's it made? Is it made of rubber? Why is it so tough to take down? It doesn't look intimidating or strong or anything. It looks like you just slap it and it would die, and it's not an evolved form of Lovedisk. In fact, the only reason Lovedisk isn't on this list is because Aloma somehow managed to surpass it in just terms of annoyingness. It's like the uselessness of Lovedisk is just outweighed by this annoying thing. It's like, it's worse than Vaporeon, because at least Vaporeon you can use it in a variety of ways. If you see Aloma, you just know you're going to have to try and get past this wall. You're going to have to try and conserve your special attackers or whatever just to get past it. It's stupid. Number 4 is Walrein. And I like Walrein. I like its design. I've got nothing against its stats. I like it. The reason it is so high on this list is because it can absolutely destroy tiers when its pal Snova gets in the same tier. It destroyed 4th gen NU at the end, and now it's threatening to destroy RU in 5th gen if it's allowed in that tier. Because it's just like, it's so hard to, you have to specifically design your team to counter Hail. How fun is that? And you can't use your favourites. Walrein is just a huge centralizing force in the right tier. Of course, higher up it's useless even in Hail, but still in the right tier, in a low tier, if you put Walrein and Snova there, oh, bye-bye that tier. It's no longer fun to play, and I hate Walrein for that. I could have hated Snova for the same reason, but it's Walrein, because Walrein just subs and protects and ice bodies and toxics you and stalls you out. At least you can kill Snova fairly easily. This thing, it's like it's guaranteed 32 turns of stall. Like, oh, just go away. Please just go away. I don't want to waste my... I'm trying to play this game for fun, and you're there just like going, oh, no, you can't. Number 3, Patrat and Watchog. I don't need to say a lot here. Okay, every generation of Pokemon has rodents. I don't know why they make them so useless, but they do. And then every rodent, they try and come up with a new original design. This design, it was just like, let's put red, crazy-ass red and yellow eyes on them, and they're just so unlovable. Like all the other rodents, even though they were shit and you just hated them for their genericness, at least they were lovable, and you might eventually train one, But here, I have no desire to ever own a Patrat, even as a HM slave. It is awful. Whoever thought of it is awful, and it's just plain awful. And they didn't even make it evolve into anything better. In fact, Watchog's probably the worst looking of the two. It's disgusting. Number 2 is the big motherfucking bad boy Arceus. I hate this thing. Why did Pokemon need an overarching god? That's just a stupid concept, and now there's all this lore and mythology, and it's just odd and wrong, and I don't want that in Pokemon. I want elements of mystery, and where did they come from? Did they come from the moon? Like, oh, I like that from the anime, but now it's like, oh, Arceus, he invented everything, and he's the god, and the problem is, if you're going to make a god Pokemon, don't make it look like a fucking weird goat. I mean, it looks so unwieldy with that ring around its body. I mean, it's like, oh, you're the god of everything, but you can't even walk through a front door because your frickin' circle catches on the sides. It's like, what is that? It doesn't even have any hands or anything. It's like, hey, Arceus, catch. Oh, sorry, you can't. Some god you turned out to be. Worst designed Pokemon ever. Except for Druddigon at number 1. Because this thing, I just hate this. It's like, who designed this thing? You couldn't have designed a less nice to look at Pokemon if you were trying. And I get it, it's a cave dragon. Maybe it's meant to look horrible. But why would you do this to a Pokemon? And I didn't like Salamence when it first came out. I didn't like the wings because I didn't think they could really, look like they could fly. They're a bit too smooth. But actually, Salamence has grown on me. But Druddigon's got these stupid-ass wings, this horrible red head, and it's all pointy and it just makes me sick to look at it. And the other thing about Druddigon is that its stats are so blur. Like, I like Ninjask for being really speedy. Druddigon's just got a decent attack stat and then really solid defenses, and it's like the dragon type doesn't give it any quad weaknesses or anything, so it's just gonna be a little bit of a pain to take down in battle. It's not gonna be incredibly hard. It's just gonna be annoying, and it's got the rough skin and the rock head, rocky helmet you could give it, and it's just so irritating. And I just can't get over how irritating it is. I just see it in battle and I'm just like, oh, not this shit again. I hate it. Nothing inspires more hate in me than Druddigon. In the Pokemon world. In the real world, probably a lot more things inspire more hate. But in the Pokemon world, it's all Druddigon. So, this is my top 15 most hated Pokemon. What do you hate in the Pokemon world? I ask you, is there anything worse than Druddigon? I've been Sanji the Idiot, and that was my hate.